Let's now proceed to the third part of the overview in our topic, the emotions. The emotions and the 5 elements. The element wood is related to or ascribed to the emotion anger, and its organ is the liver. The element fire is related to emotion joy, and its organ is the heart. The element earth is related to the emotion pensiveness, and its organ is the spleen. Metal is its emotion is worry, and its organ is the lungs. The element water has fear as its emotion, and its organ is the kidneys. Although its emotion affect a particular yin organ selectively, the relationship between a given emotion and a particular organ should not be interpreted too rigidly. Each emotion can and thus affect more than one organ, and often in a pattern that does not follow that of the 5 elements. This will be explained more in detail later. Passages of spiritual access and simple questions confirm Dr. Zhang's ideas. For example, with regard to excess joy, chapter 8 of the spiritual access says, excess joy of the lungs injures the corporeal soul, and this may cause manic behavior. With regard to anger, chapter 23 of the simple question says, when the gallbladder is diseased, anger. Chapter 62 of the simple question says, when blood rushes may cause anger. Chapter 8 of the spiritual access says, anger affecting the kidneys injures the willpower or G. With regard to pensiveness, chapter 39 of the simple question says, pensiveness makes the heart Chi accumulate, causing the mind to stagnate. The upright Chi settles and does not move, and therefore Chi stagnates. With regard to worry, chapter 23 of the simple question says, when Chi rushes upward, it affects the liver, causing worry. Chapter 8 of the spiritual access says, worry of the spleen injures the intellect. With regard to fear, chapter 4 of the spiritual access says, worry and fear injure the heart. Chapter 62 of the simple question says, when blood of the liver is deficient, there is fear. Chapter 19 of the simple question says, fear makes spleen chi stagnate. Chapter 23 of the simple question says, when stomach chi rebels upward, there is vomiting and fear. Chapter 8 of the spiritual access deals with the mental effect of the emotions in detail. It says, the method of healing should first of all be rooted in the mind or shen. Blood vessels, nutritive qi or yin qi, and qi and the spirit or jing shen are stored in the 5 yin organs. When they are out of harmony due to the emotions, the essence or jing is lost, the ethereal soul or the hun, and the corporeal soul or the po are scattered. The willpower, G, and the intellect, E, are chaotic, and the person lacks wisdom and reflection. Why is that? Heaven bestow us virtue, or the earth bestow us chi. When virtue flows and chi pulsates, there is life. When the two essence of mother and father unite, the mind comes into being. What follows the mind in its coming and going is the ethereal soul. What follows the essence in its entering and exiting is the corporeal soul. The heart directs mental activities. It houses memory that is called intellect or yi. The storing of data of the intellect is called willpower or memory or ji. Willpower generates pensiveness, and pensiveness generates reflection. Thus, the wise nourish life, or the yang sheng, by following the 4 seasons, adapting to cold and heat, moderating joy and anger, regulating yin and yang, and thus will enjoy long life. Fear, pensiveness, and worry injure the mind and spirit. When the spirit is injured, fear may run wild. When sadness agitates inside, it injures life. Joy scatters the spirit out of its residence. Worry obstructs chi so that it stagnates. Anger causes loss of self control. Fear sweeps the spirit away. Fright and pensiveness of the heart injure the spirit. Worry of the spleen injures the intellect. Sadness of the liver injures ethereal soul, which may cause manic behavior and mental confusion. There is contraction of the sinews, the hypochondrium cannot be raised, the hair withers. The joy of the lungs injures the corporeal soul. When the corporeal soul is injured, there is manic behavior, and the yin cannot reside. The skin becomes like heated leather, the hair withers. Anger of the kidneys injures the willpower, and the willpower is injured. It affects the memory, and one does not remember what they said. There is lower backache and inability to bend or extend the back. The hair withers. Fear injures the essence. This injures the bones. Thus, the five yin organs that store the essence should not be injured. If they are, yin deficiency results, and from this, qi deficiency. Therefore, when needling, one should observe the patient in order to know the condition of the essence, mind, ethereal soul, corporeal soul, and whether they have been preserved or not. The liver stores blood, and blood houses the ethereal soul. When liver qi is deficient, there is fear. When full, anger. The spleen stores nourishment, and this houses the intellect. When spleen qi is deficient, the four limbs are weak, and there is an imbalance in the five yin organs. When full, there is abdominal distension and menstrual and urinary problems. The heart stores the blood vessels, and this houses the mind. When heart chi is deficient, there is sadness. When full, incessant laughter. The lung stores chi, and this houses the corporeal soul. When lung chi is deficient, there is nasal obstruction. When full, breathlessness and a feeling of tightness of the chest. The kidney stores the essence, and this houses willpower. When kidney chi is deficient, there is collapse. When full, distension and the five yin organs are not at peace. Thank you for your attention.